Okay, a few things to know about trees. I'm going to use my pen and I'm going to give you some very basic things, and you know basic is the best, about trees. One, trees have a trunk, and the trunk is always different on one side than the other. And the trunk goes into the ground and down underneath. So we want to make sure our trees are anchored in the ground rather than what we call lollipop trees. And lollipop trees are great if you do it intentionally, but they generally, you might find these in a city where it looks like they go like that, but in nature the roots always spread out at the bottom. There are several kinds of trees. We're just going to do 1-2 tree. Now 1-2 tree is a way of drawing a tree and learning about it. So I'm going to do it right on the same piece of paper. Let's pretend we have 1, like the number 1. Then we're going to add a zigzag for 2. So 1, 2, and then 1 up the middle, maybe a bit longer. So you add the same thing again here. And now we start to build the tree in a very symmetrical fashion. If nothing ever bit the branches, this is how a tree would grow exponentially. And things would start crossing. Oh, and something might happen, like a deer might bite this branch, so we wouldn't get one here. Or maybe this one would grow, but this one wouldn't grow. So things start happening. But if you had a perfect tree in a perfect growing situation, this is what it would do. And now as we keep going, the little branches come out and form into twigs, and everything starts with 1, then it goes to 2, and then tree. So 1-2 tree, that's right, tree, T-R-E-E, not T-H-R-E-E. 1-2 tree will give us a basic growth pattern for an oak tree, a maple tree, birch tree, beech tree, chestnut tree, all kinds of trees. But something's not quite right because the trunk is a little skinny. So here's what happens. The amount or the thickness of the trunk, let's just thicken this up a bit. If you could measure all this wood in this part of the tree, you would have the same amount of wood here, but spread out among 3. Kind of like cutting your pie in 3 pieces. You've always got a whole pie. So the amount of mass here equals the amount of mass here, and then so on and so forth. It keeps matching the mass, and that's why the tree is stable, because it's not top heavy or bottom heavy. And this of course is the perfect tree. And everything gets skinnier or thinner, but we still have the same amount of mass at the top of the tree as we have at the bottom. So once you've done your 1-2 tree, you can go about thickening parts, and you're really going to discover what trees look like. Now this is just 3. Sometimes they might have a couple extra ones shooting off. This is just a stylized version of a tree. So 1-2 tree. 1, 2, and tree.